Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. Yo, man, boxing got a massive stretch of fights coming up. You got big news, boy, Alycia Baumgardner and Elif Turhan. Let me tell you, that ain't no easy fight. That shit's 50-50, but it may boil down to a Rolly Teo type fight, where you got one person who's rough and rugged and got power, like Turhan, and the other one got some power, but got a lot of skill, like Alycia. And sometimes skills pay the bills, but you just don't know until the fight happens. But one thing we do know is you can see MVP is trying to set up that Alycia Caroline fight. Now I'm gonna start doing an Alycia Caroline buildup. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, that is the fight to make. If these women can win, that is the fight to make. But that being said, boxing going crazy right now. So let's do this. You know, since we're talking about a massive stretch of great fights, this weekend got some really good shit going on. Let's stretch this over right here. There we go. Let's just jump into it, man. Every division got something to argue about. You got Abdullah Mason, could be thrown in with William Zepeda. I know that Mason's a champion, Zepeda's a champion. I just don't know if Mason is ready for Zepeda. But hey, he's a champion, so ain't no more gimme fights. He's got to get in and do the business, and Mason can scrap. If he beats Zepeda, I'm gonna put a lot of. I already respect Mason as a young fighter, but if he beats Zepeda, this version of Zepeda who's improved since he fought Shakur Stevenson, then that means that Mason is just that special. He got Baumgardner going up to 135 to fight Elif Turhan, and of course they're trying to say she put duck sauce on the fried rice because she didn't go directly into a fight with Caroline, which is stupid. You know what I'm saying? She ain't ducking her. We know what MVP is doing. You got Mikaela, man, Chantelle, Cameron, man. I think it's gonna be fight of the year because Cameron can fight and so can Mir. But there's no shortage of storylines. Then you got the big shit going on, boy. Itauma against Hrgovic, heavyweight history. I'm telling you, man, I think Hrgovic's gonna beat him. Itauma's got the speed, he's got the power. I just think Hrgovic gets him. If it doesn't end early, I think Itauma's gonna be in trouble. But look, we'll find out, won't we? Then you got Jermell Charlo, man, could be returning to fight Vergil Ortiz or Tim Tszyu. So let's just get into it. Abdullah Mason and William Zepeda. Too soon? Too soon? This is one of them fights you like to debate, man. On paper, the shit sounds fantastic, but the question isn't whether Mason has talent. The question is Abdullah Mason ready for Zepeda right now? You know, when the Mexicans get in the ring, you hear that horn. Viva Mexico Camarones. And Mason hear that shit, he better run up out of there. Because I know if I get in the ring with the Mexican sparring and I hear them horns, I'm out. Because Zepeda gets busy. But Mason has rapidly established himself as one of the sport's most exciting young lightweights. Fast, athletic, creative, dangerous. Most importantly, he's still developing, you know what I'm saying? So how he looked in his last fight, he'll probably look even better in his next fight. That's why some fans believe throwing him in against Zepeda, he has a chance, but they're like, yo, it's still dangerous because Zepeda has improved big time. That man can fight at a distance. He can fight in close. He has pressure, doesn't get tired, physical strength, work rate. Everything about Zepeda is crazy. So Mason would have to deal with somebody who isn't going to give him many quiet moments. And that's exactly why the matchup is so intriguing. If Mason wins, he doesn't simply beat a contender. He announces himself as one of the division's elite. If he loses, critics would say, I told you he wasn't ready. But at the end of the day, he's young. He comes back to fight another day. Look at Daniel Dubois, challenges he had early in his career. Look at where he is now. You know what I'm saying? So the real question isn't whether Mason team believe he's ready for the type of fight that could accelerate his career dramatically. I think as if they want to take that risk. Now, Baumgardner going to 135. I'm telling you, this right here is going to take over the storylines, men and women's boxing. There's Baumgardner at 135. You got Caroline Dubois at 135. And you know that's the fight to make, but instead of her fighting Caroline Dubois, MVP is smart. They brought Elif Turhan over, and now they're making Alycia fight her, and then the winner will go into the undisputed distinction against Caroline. Seems to be what the plan is. But they fight November 8th in Arlington, Texas. I may drive up there and check it out. You know what I mean? Turhan's IBF lightweight title is on the line. Turhan's entering undefeated, 14 wins, 8 knockouts. Y'all heard what I said? 8 knockouts. Well, Baumgardner is moving up in weight. But there's another major wrinkle. This shit is 3-minute rounds. Baumgardner has experience with 3-minute rounds, including her 2025 fight with Lita Baudouin under men's championship rules. So AB is out here, man, as a trendsetter. You got to put respect on her name. But moving up 5 pounds, it does change the physical equation. Some people are like, oh, 5 pounds is nothing. Bullshit. Yes, it is. So she's going to be dealing with the naturally bigger woman, and that's why fans are split. But again, I think it's going to be a Tszyu Rolly type fight. Turhan may have more power. Rolly had more power. He had moments. But you saw what happened. Tszyu dug deep, and skills paid the bills. And that could be the same thing we see here. Plus, them 3-minute rounds. Alycia is conditioned for that shit. We'll see if Turhan is. Now, Baumgardner, will the power follow her to 135? That's one of the biggest questions. At 130, her physicality is a major part of her identity. At 135, that division containing bigger bodies. We just don't know what we're going to get from Baumgardner. Speed going to be the same, power going to be the same, punches have the same effect, or will the additional weight actually make her physically stronger? We don't know. But the Turhan fight is going to answer that. And then she got Caroline Dubois out here like, why not me? Why not me? She's a duck. She's a coward. She's a duck. Caroline Dubois, hold your horses. Don't take it to the stupid. You know what's going on over there. But keep the shit talk going because it's not classless. It's entertaining. Keep it spicy, Caroline. Caroline Dubois has repeatedly made it clear she wants Baumgardner. Dubois has talked about becoming undisputed at lightweight while pursuing a Baumgardner fight. So Dubois supporters are asking, yo, Alycia going to 135? Okay, but why not go straight at Caroline? I mean, a common sense man can fucking figure that one out. But they're saying, yo, she putting duck sauce on the fried rice, hood. I don't see it that way. I think Baumgardner's team has publicly indicated that a previous Dubois offer didn't meet their financial expectations, while saying that, Baumgardner would fight Dubois if the business made sense. And I think MVP is pushing them both towards each other. They just both had to get wins, and then we're going to see what's next. But I'll tell you what, it's not that Alycia doesn't want Caroline. She wants her. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's all about the business being right. And I think these women are going to make big money. It's going to be a Netflix fight, probably with a Jake Paul card, and they're going to make tons and tons of money. And I just think MVP is playing the long game. They got a long-term plan for all their ladies. And this is where the business side becomes fascinating. What if MVP isn't trying to make this AB versus Caroline Dubois fight immediately? I think I know they're building towards an undefeated championship type fight where these women come together for undisputed. I think that's way bigger. Dubois keeps building at 135. Baumgardner moves up, wins the fight. She keeps building. They keep winning. The names get bigger. The tension grows. And eventually you got AB against Caroline Dubois for undisputed. And you got your next Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano. You got a trilogy. And everybody's going to be engaged and watching them, and they're going to make money hand over fist. They could be looking at the next $5, $6, $8, $10, $12 million fight each. Way more money than, other women are making. So it's a huge promotional story. So what fans are calling ducking could potentially be viewed as promoters just delaying the matchup because they're looking towards the undisputed distinction. Now, Mikaela and Chantelle Cameron, a lot of people are saying, hey, if one of them win, they should fight Clarissa, but MVP ain't lifting that ban on Clarissa. Not anytime soon. I don't see it. People are going to forever question Jake Paul and MVP, and the key says you're going to leave a stain on their brand. So they got to do the right thing. But at the end of the day, Mikaela and Chantelle Cameron, that fight's going to steal the show. I think so. I think that could be a fight of the year type fight. You know what I mean? People are secretly excited about it. And this weekend, if they miss it, you better believe they're going to regret it and they're going to watch it replay on YouTube. You got two elite fighters, two accomplished champions, two completely different styles. Cameron brings physicality, pressure, experience. Mare brings technical boxing, timing, athleticism. The fight is scheduled for August 29th this weekend in Birmingham with 3 major titles on the line. This has ingredients for Fight of the Year candidate. Cameron, you already know that style is crazy. Mare wants to control range. Cameron wants to make the fight physical. You saw her beat Katie Taylor. Katie Taylor is not someone that's easy to beat her. She beat her. Mare wants to dictate the pace with her jab and combination. She's got the skills. She's the slick boxer. Cameron wants to get inside and make Mare work. She's a pit bull in the goddamn China shop. But that's why this fight could become a chess match that eventually turns into a war at times. If it's a chess match, it's boxing, you got to favor Mare. If it turns into a war and gets physical, you got to favor Cameron. But if Mare can maintain that distance, she can make Cameron chase, burn up valuable energy. If Cameron can consistently close the distance, Mare can be forced into a fight she doesn't necessarily want. Next thing you know, Mare can get hurt, and all of a sudden Cameron has a significant lead on the scorecard if she doesn't knock her out. Now, when it comes to, oh man, please, Big Vote. Fans keep asking, what's next for Big Vote? Nobody knows. But everybody wants Hannah Gabriel as a Chris Cyborg. Clarissa likes being in demand. She likes to sit back and be like, everybody wants me. They want the payday. I'm just telling you this. Clarissa, if you don't want to fight them, okay, go down to 147. You at 154, 160. You still got some weight that you could cut off because, good job. I got to commend you for getting down from over 200 pounds to 160. But you can easily drop yourself another 13 pounds to get down to 147. You know what I mean? Show us the discipline you have. Get down there and call out those girls and make the dream fight with one of them. Fans want to see her move down, collide with AB or someone else. Shit opens up big time if Clarissa goes down to 147. If she goes down to 147 and starts whipping ass down there, I wouldn't let anybody say nothing bad about Clarissa no more. With boxing, I don't even defend her anymore because she's so ridiculous. And that K Scott fight and the gloves and shit was so ridiculous that everyone who follows the channel know Hood will speak up when it comes to the boxing. But even with that, I have nothing to say. But if she goes down to 147 and does the business, then I'll start back defending her boxing-wise. As far as the other shit she does, I can never defend that. You can't disrespect kids. You can't sit there and do shit at Christmas parties. You can't sit here disrespect the legends. You can't come out here and disrespect hurt fighters. All that shit, I can never support that. But the boxing, then I can come back and say, look, y'all, it don't matter what she may have done. That woman cut all the way to 147, and she whipped all the women's ass. So from 147 over 200 pounds, she whipping everybody's ass. That's crazy. Matter of fact, that would make her a 6th division champion. Getting close to Amanda Serrano now. And she do it, I think she had 154, she had 147. But still, we got to see if she want to have the discipline to do it. But I think that'll be a different fight. Because now you're talking about speed, size, skill, star power, personality, and massive social media attention. So the question is whether Shields actually wants to make that kind of cut and whether the business makes sense. But she is a big woman, you know what I mean? So that's why I said if she makes that cut, you'd have to put some respect on her name because that's a lot of weight for someone who's damn 5'10", a female who's built the way she is to get down to 147. That would be a big deal. Now, David Benavidez' dad calls out Jai Opetaia. Ozzy, oi, oi, oi. Now we're talking about a fight that could be enormous in 2027. They're talking about making that fight Cinco de Mayo weekend. Fans are buzzing. I got to do videos about this shit right here. Benavidez, one of boxing's most physically imposing fighters. He is the truth. He is the monster. But Opetaia is the Osmoan. Established himself as one of the world's most dangerous cruiserweights. The big Uso doesn't screw around. If they meet, that's a collision. I got Opetaia. But the biggest question is really, what if this fight doesn't, what if the fight happens? It should be at cruiserweight. Somebody was mentioning the catchweight. No, don't try that shit. Benavidez has got titles at cruiserweight. What catchweight are we talking about? The man got titles. Nah, let them fight. Opetaia, cruiserweight, Benavidez, cruiserweight. There won't be any logistics. Turkey Al Sheik, when he's in the house, every day is Thanksgiving. The matchup itself will be fire. Make that fight. I can't wait to hear more, but it was such a nice feeling to hear David Benavidez' father, Jose Benavidez Sr., actually calling out Jai Opetaia. Some say he was clout chasing. I don't think so. I think they really want that fight because even they know people are saying they're putting duck sauce on the fried rice. Now, this weekend, Moses Itauma and Flip Hrgovic. History's waiting. This is the biggest fight of the weekend. I think Mikaela and Chantelle Cameron may edge them out. People don't give the women credit. I'm telling you, that's a real fight. But Itauma and Hrgovic is going to be crazy. This is not just a heavyweight fight, you know what I'm saying? For the vacant IBF Heavyweight Championship, the title became available after Usyk vacated it earlier this year. If Itauma wins, historical implications are enormous. He becomes the second youngest heavyweight world champion in history behind Mike Tyson. Just think about that shit. A fighter who's still barely beginning his pro career could suddenly become heavyweight champion of the world. But Hrgovic is a perfect test. Hrgovic is rugged, experienced. He can crack. He's been around the top level, fought through adversity. This is why the fight's dangerous for Itauma. Don't think you're just going to hit Hrgovic and he's going to quit. Nah. Talent is not enough. Speed is not enough. Power is not enough. Eventually, a young heavyweight has to answer questions. Can you handle somebody like Hrgovic who refuses to go away? And that's what Hrgovic represents. He's not going away. And that's why I think this right here could define Itauma's career. If Itauma wins spectacularly, The hype could become enormous. Suddenly we're talking about Mike Tyson comparisons, youngest heavyweight champions, future undisputed, global superstar. But if he struggles, people may realize he's still developing. Either way, we're going to learn something and about Ben Davison, because Ben Davison, his trainer, he never has a plan B or C. All he wants to do is be in that corner with Vidal Sassoon in the goddamn comb and slicking his head back like a cat licked his head. That's it. So Itauma, good luck. Hope you're going to be up and away. When shit ain't fit, you can't figure things out. You got somebody who won't leave. Because Hrgovic ain't going nowhere. Because Ben Davison don't have no plan B or C. Shit ain't working. He gets in the corner and all of a sudden he loses his goddamn voice. So this is going to be must-watch television, and I will be live. What's screwed up is the Mikaela Cameron fight may be on at the same time this fight is. Oh, no, it won't. I can catch this fight early in the day and go live later for the ladies. So I'll probably do 2 lives that day. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, big weekend of fights. Check it out. Jermell Charlo may be coming back. Interesting, because Charlo, his name is attached to Vergil Ortiz and Tim Tszyu. And fans are asking, how much does Jermell have left? We know the man has skills. He's demonstrated world-class ability, but the question is activity. Ring rush could be his biggest opponent, man. This is where he needs to be careful. Fans need to be careful. You know what I mean? You're looking good in the gym, still have the skills, hitting the bag. You're looking good. You got the championship level experience, but that shit doesn't guarantee the timing to be there after a long layoff. Ring rush can affect timing, distance, reaction speed, conditioning, punch volume, confidence under pressure, doing things instinctively. Training camp can only help you so much when you've been out the ring, as long as Charlo's been out the ring, man, over 2 years. That's why his first fight back can tell us more than any interview could. I'd rather him go ahead and take a soft touch, but it is what it is. Now, Charlo against Ortiz Jr. Ortiz Jr. has been inactive too, but I think that's a 50-50 fight, and it could be at 160. But it'll be fascinating. It's a Texas thing people won't understand. Ortiz brings that youth, pressure, aggression. Charlo brings experience, technique, championship pedigree. So the biggest question is, can Charlo keep Ortiz from overwhelming him early? If Charlo can make Ortiz miss and counter effectively, his experience becomes extremely valuable. But if Ortiz forces a high-tempo fight, that's where ring rush could become a major problem. Now, Charlo and Tim Tszyu, let me tell you, Tim Tszyu, he got something going here. You know what I mean? We haven't seen them fight. They were supposed to fight, but now they're gonna fight, and we're gonna see if Tim Tszyu's learned anything from the Errol Spence fight, because Errol Spence, he caught him with a good shot early in the fight, but Errol Spence wasn't. We all know he wasn't the same. There's nothing bad to say about Errol Spence. Everybody got love for Errol, but I just think for Tim Tszyu, he got to come out here and not allow himself to end up like he did with Sebastian Fundora and Murtazaliev. And Jermell Charlo is not a single-handed fighter. Jermell Charlo is not a guy who's going to be off balance. Jermell Charlo can scrap. And remember, no one's beating that man at 154, even if they fight at 160. I just think Charlo is going to come in there to prove that Tim Tszyu is not on his level. So again, how much does the layoff matter? That's the million-dollar question. So at the end of the day, you got to look at what we have lined up for boxing. Mason Zepeda could happen. Baumgardner and Turhan is happening. Baumgardner and Caroline DeBall will happen. Mikaela and Cameron this weekend. Clarissa Shields and Hannah Gabriel's rematch. We're all praying that happens. Clarissa Shields and Cyborg, crossover fight. We're all praying that happens. Clarissa Shields and Alycia Baumgardner. There's a whole lot of Clarissa Shields, right? And Baumgardner at 147. That right there would just put a lot of respect on Clarissa's name and Baumgardner's name if they were able to figure out a way and fight. Benavidez and Opetaia, that makes me happy, and the Samoans happy, and the Australians happy, because we're tired of Benavidez putting duck sauce on the fried rice and not wanting to fight Jai Opetaia. Glad to hear that they're actually calling for the fight. Itauma and Hrgovic. Can Itauma make a guy like Hrgovic who doesn't want to go away? Can he make him go away? We'll find out this weekend. Then Jermell Charlo and Ortiz, or if he's going to fight Tim Tszyu. I don't know what the hell's going to happen there. But those are good matchups, I'll tell you that. It's just an insane amount of matchmaking that's going on. And the common theme is nobody wants to wait forever. Fans want the best fighters fighting the best fighters. So just make the damn fights and everybody hold your horses. And let's not take it to the stupid.